Party politics in Hawaii has been referred to as a one-horse race. And that's because for so long, the Democrats have enjoyed majority control. That's not to say the Republicans are not trying. And now there's another horse getting into the race. It's a horse of a different color, as Dave Carlin reports.
Hawaii's new political party takes its name from the color of the natural landscape. The Green Party is really branching out. Today at the State Office Tower, some self-proclaimed Greens met with the Lieutenant Governor. They handed over a stack of more than 8,000 signatures. Flipping through the pages will give you more than a symbolic green thumb. You will also get the feeling that a good number of Hawaii residents want a new choice when it comes to political parties.
As the Lieutenant Governor, I'm very pleased that 8,000 people took advantage of the process, to make their views known. As a Democrat, and I think on the Republican side, the Republicans will probably feel the same way because there are Republicans, former Republicans in this party also. I think we need to take notice why such a large number of people decided to form another party.
The signatures must be verified within 10 days, but no one here is worried about that process because the Greens have about twice the required number of petitions. What is cause for concern among them right now is making sure the public knows the Green Party platform.
If you scratch a green, you'll find a Republican or a Democrat under there, but somebody who stayed progressive and who believes in grassroots democracy and nonviolence and human rights and environmentalism. And I think there are a lot of people out there who are green, they just don't know it yet.
Now, members of the Green Party are looking for candidates. The call is going out for currently established community leaders who are not career politicians.
What we are going to do is be careful and have a few people running who we think are credible and will come out of the community. We're not coming in from the top. And this is the opposite of things being done at the top.
The Green Party is very close to the Hawaiians because we are one with our Aina, the land.
The party is looking to give a green light to the organizers of various grassroots campaigns, get them more exposure, and maybe a place in political office. Dave Carlin, KGMB News.
If the signatures hold up, the Hawai'i Green Party will be the newest political party on this year's ballot. They submitted petitions with over 8,000 signatures this morning. Lieutenant Governor Ben Cayetano accepted them, but first the signatures have to be verified. Hawaii law requires signatures from 1% of the state's registered voters in order to become a new party. Green Party officials say they don't have any candidates at this time, but they are planning to endorse other candidates who they consider green. The Greens are best known for environmental activism.
Green Party members know it won't be easy branching out in this Democrat-dominated state. But members of the environment-oriented party are trying. They met with the Lieutenant Governor at the State Office Tower today with a stack of petitions in hand. They've gathered more than 8,000 signatures, more than enough to get the Green Party on the 1992 ballot. That being done, all they need now are some candidates. But career politicians need not apply. The party is more interested in established community leaders who want to protect the environment and support human rights.
What we are going to do is be careful and have a few people running who we think are credible and will come out of the community. We're not coming in from the top. And this is the opposite of things being done at the top.
The Green Party has been established in just 2 other states, California and Alaska.
The Green Party's candidate for the U.S. Senate seat kicked off her campaign today. Linda Martin says she wants to dislodge Hawaii's machine politicians by becoming the state's next U.S. Senator. She's running for the seat now held by Dana Noe. Today, her supporters cheered on as she rallied in favor of affordable housing and living conditions. The Green Party considers itself an environmentally conscious group. It opposes geothermal development on the Big Island.
Good evening and welcome to Dialogue. Tomorrow, Hawaii's Democrats and Republicans, Libertarians and Greens, even a few nonpartisans will go to the polls to pick their candidates for the November 3rd general election. Tonight, here on Hawaii Public Television, we're going to talk to the chairs of 3 of those parties and a representative of the 4th. We'll take a short break from our live discussion to bring you the following 4 people have an unusually strong interest in the results of tomorrow's primary elections. They are Toni, the Oahu co-chair of Hawaii's newest political party, the Hawai'i Green Party. Ms. Wurst is a graduate student in political science at the University of Hawaii. Jared Jossam chairs the Republican Party of Hawaii. He is an attorney. Linda Rosehill heads the Hawaii Democrats' 1992 coordinated campaign. She is the Director of Human Resources for the Oahu Sugar Company and the Manager of Government Relations for AmFac JMB Hawaii. Ken Skolin is the chair of the Libertarian Party of Hawaii. He is an associate professor of economics and political science at Hawaii Pacific University. Toni?
The Green Party would like to suggest that if the Democrats are very interested in opening up democracy, why don't we open up the debate about campaign reform? Why don't we open up the issue about banning contributions over, say, $250 per candidate, per person donating per election cycle? And let's even the playing field so that if it really is quality candidates against quality candidates, we can talk to one another. And I would also like very much to see the Democrats all agree to debate.
For just a minute. Toni, I know that the Greens are the newest folks on the block. Why in a year when the Democrats are putting up Al Gore, who as vice presidential nominee, that Dan Quayle, I think, called a radical environmentalist, why are you folks leaving the Democratic Party?
Well, I would say that Al Gore is the greenest senator that is in the Senate. One of the problems is that being green means more than being just an environmentalist. Being green has been labeled as just being an environmentalist. There's a lot more to being green. We're involved in issues of social justice, in issues of nonviolence, and in issues of grassroots democracy. And we're not interested in being pigeonholed into just putting Band-Aids on environmental problems. We're saying that the causes of these problems stem from a lot of social justice problems, from problems of repression, problems of social decay. We need to address those things before we're going to be able to address the environmental issues. So we want to, yes, there's Al Gore. We're very happy he's running. We're very happy that there is a good, viable Democratic candidate. Greens aren't involved in national politics. They're not involved in national politics.
Then we can count on your support for the Clinton-Gore ticket.
Locally, I think that you absolutely can. We see that that's a much better alternative than the Bush campaign. The Bush administration has done nothing but decimate the environment since they got in. And prior to that, we had 2 terms of Reagan decimating the environment. We'd like to see some improvement, some turnaround on those fronts. And if I had my preference, I would have a Green presidential candidate who is also addressing the causes, not just putting Band-Aids on. I think that we will see some improvement, but I would very much like to see some improvement in addressing the causes.
Well, if I could respond briefly.
You've taken some shots here, Jeff.
Yeah, just a few.
When we were petitioning to get on the ballot, I heard that hundreds of times, literally hundreds of times. I've never voted before. What's the point? They don't listen to me. Once they get in office, they all turn into crooks. And I think the problem with just looking at campaign reform in terms of contributions is that we're ignoring the power of the media. We have to reclaim our airwaves. We own the airwaves. The public owns the airwaves. There's no reason why we can't reclaim them. If you sell an ad to a candidate, you have to give free ads to those who can't afford to buy them. Now, the average taxpayer would probably be very surprised to hear that, because I think that if you look around and say, are you better today than you were 5 years ago? I don't think there's going to be very many people that say, gee, the Democrats have done a great job. I think we ought to keep re-electing them.
Is that so much a reflection of our local government as opposed to our federal government?
I think it's a reflection of both. That the local government is preventing affordable housing from being built. We're sitting on $1 billion in our state housing fund while we dribble out 15 million for a housing trust fund. That's going to be the first affordable housing that's been built for rentals.
Let me just, if I could, talk about the difference.
No, I still think that we need to judge them on what they're going to do for us, how they are going to represent us.
Sure, I agree with that.
People have been asking the Green Party, now, why didn't you just reform the Democratic Party? And the Democratic Party isn't a choice for Greens. The Democratic Party stands for growth just as much as the Republican Party does. And what Hawaii doesn't need now is more luxury growth. We don't need more luxury tourism. We have too many unfilled service positions right now. We do not need to create more. We do not need 105 new golf courses, each using 1 million gallons of water a day.
Let me ask the Greens what they suggest.
We look for economic conversion. We look for turning the peace dividend into diversified agriculture, into locally produced mass transit, into locally produced affordable housing, into rebuilding our infrastructure, into rebuilding our education systems, into promoting our education system.
And
who wouldn't want to go to college in
and
Hawaii?
now I want you to explain to the voters who are looking in now is where is the money going to come from to support what you just, they're very worthy of goals, and we share the objectives. The question is, how do we get there without an economy?
Platform.
I'm sorry, that might be the platform, but the policies of the Democratic, that might be the platform, but the Democratic Party has been pushing additional growth. Let me
balanced growth. Balanced growth.
Well, what is it balanced against? I'm not sure yet.
No, it's balanced against taxation and government spending.
Let's talk about what infrastructure is. Infrastructure to the Democrats means a large new airport structure, and it means a longer runway on Maui, which Maui is very divided. Now, if you're a Democratic Party, why are you forcing this on Maui?
We're not forcing anything on Maui. The people of Maui will decide. Represented through their council, represented through their representatives, they will decide.
That's not what the Department of Transportation said. They said that airport is going in there.
Any other secondary
This is one area that the Greens absolutely agree with you, Ken. We agree that control needs to be returned to communities in many areas. Land use, initiative, referendum, we're for all of those. We want to return government to citizen control. The citizens aren't interested in government as currently formulated with a top-down organization. We want to have government go back to the people.
You're nodding your head yet. So, Toni, if they pick up that green card, what can they rest assured that green candidate will represent?
Let me tell you this. The Green Party, as of Monday, passed a resolution asking people to not pull the Green Party ballot in the primary. We would like the voters to go and pull ballots from the other parties and elect the greenest candidate that they can find, and there are a few. We in the mayoral race, we'd like to see Mike Wilson get in. In the nonpartisan race, we'd like to see Jim Brewer do well. We think that there are green-like candidates out there. They're not totally green, but we like them well enough, and we'd like to narrow the field down so that when we go into the general election, whoever ends up in that seat is going to be a leader that is going to have our type of issues high on their priority list.
Bottom line, where are they going to... Okay, there you have it. Thank you very much.